Instagram's instance takes on Snapchat's disappearing content playbook as Meta brings the feature to A. This result is already changing real workflows. Watch how execution details, not headline claims, decide who wins from here. We will map trigger, incentive shift, and downstream impact before the close. For over a decade, that scarcity, the fact that your photo vanished in 10 seconds, made the platform feel urgent, intimate, and radically different from the permanent archive that Facebook and Instagram forced everyone into. But something just shifted. Meta is now rolling out Instants to Instagram globally. And this isn't a rip-off. It's Meta doing what they do best, taking a competitor's playbook, scaling it across 2 billion users, and turning it into a distribution weapon. Let's be clear about what Instants actually is. It's Instagram's native disappearing content format. You take a photo or video. It vanishes after viewing. No record in your feed. No permanence. No algorithm to optimize for. The surface mechanics are identical to Snapchat Stories, a feature Snapchat pioneered that later became the entire foundation of Instagram Stories, TikTok's clock, and basically every platform that wants to feel urgent and real. But here's where the strategy diverges. Snapchat's strength was always the distribution friction. Snaps disappear. You have to be there, in the moment, or you miss it forever. That created a culture of constant checking, constant fear of missing out, constant presence on the platform. Instagram's instance operates in the same psychological space, but with one massive advantage: Instagram already owns the creator graph, the monetization infrastructure, and the algorithmic distribution system. The moment you post an instant, it doesn't just vanish for your followers, it also gets a chance to appear in Reels, Explore, and recommendations, exactly like permanent content. You get the urgency of disappearing content. You get the distribution of algorithmic reach. Snapchat never had that combination. Why does this matter for creators? Because the old calculus is broken. For the last 15 years, disappearing content meant lower reach. You posted to stories, and only your direct followers saw it, and only if they checked your profile in the right window. The algorithm ignored it. No path to virality. No way for a creator with 10,000 followers to suddenly reach 1 million. That friction kept Snapchat intimate but limited. It also kept creators away from the platform unless they were already famous or wanted pure audience building. Instants change that trade-off. A creator can now post a photo that vanishes in 24 hours, that real, unpolished, no-filter urgency that makes content feel authentic, and still get algorithmic distribution. Your instant can appear in someone's Explore page even if they don't follow you. It can get recommended based on engagement velocity and content relevance. That's the play. You get the authenticity and urgency of Snapchat. You get the reach and monetization of Instagram. For Meta, the move is a direct answer to a problem they've been watching since TikTok's rise. TikTok's algorithm is so dominant that creators are now optimizing for discovery, not follower loyalty. You post, and the algorithm decides if 1 million strangers see it or 0. That freed creators from needing a massive existing audience. But it also made every post feel high stakes and exhausting. Instants offer a middle ground. Post something low pressure, low polish, high authenticity. The algorithm still gets a chance to distribute it. But there's no permanent record if it flops. The second-order implication is darker for Snapchat. Snapchat's entire moat was the perception that it was the authentic alternative to Facebook's calculated feed. Teenagers chose Snapchat because it felt unfiltered, temporary, and designed for real moments, not performance. But Meta has spent the last 5 years deconstructing that moat. Stories became ubiquitous. Reels commodified short-form video. Now, Instants commodify the disappearing moment itself. Snapchat can't match Instagram's distribution or monetization infrastructure. Even if Snapchat's core product is slightly better designed, Meta's leverage, the ability to aggregate billions of users across platforms and hand creators' algorithmic reach, is too asymmetric. For the competitive landscape, this signals something important. Meta isn't trying to kill Snapchat through outright feature parity. They're killing it by making the core emotional and functional benefits of Snapchat available at infinite scale. A creator on Instagram now has no reason to maintain a Snapchat presence unless they're addicted to the platform's design. They can post instants on Instagram and reach everyone they could reach on Snapchat plus millions they couldn't. Snapchat's only defense is to retain creators who genuinely prefer the Snapchat experience or who've built their brand there. But brand switching has a cost, and Meta makes the cost zero. What to monitor over the next 30 days? Engagement velocity on instants. If creators see that instants get algorithmic reach comparable to stories or reels, adoption will accelerate dramatically. The second signal is monetization. If Meta announces ad formats or creator revenue share tied to instants, that becomes a financial incentive to post there over Snapchat. The third signal is TikTok integration. If Meta figures out how to recommend instants across WhatsApp or Facebook proper, they've just created a distribution machine that Snapchat has no answer for. The broader pattern here is Meta's consistent strategy of neutralizing competitive threats by absorbing their core value proposition and then scaling it across their entire network. They did it with Stories against Snapchat. They did it with Reels against TikTok. Now they're doing it with Instants, taking the last remaining psychological advantage Snapchat had and turning it into a feature that makes Instagram the obvious default choice for every creator who cares about reach. This is worth watching, not because instants are innovative, but because they represent the final stage of one of the most consequential competitive shifts in digital media. Snapchat built a billion-dollar business on disappearing content. One problem: nobody saw it except your followers. Now Instagram's rolling out instants globally, same disappearing concept, except your photo can go viral on Explore even if you have 10 followers.